Well, funding.
Well, I mean, you had to go, you went to UC San Diego on a bus, that
Yeah.
costs money. You
So,
went to a
yes.
play, that costs money.
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
So we receive, last year we received $3,500 from the school, and then we received $1,500 from UC Berkeley. Now it's funded through UC Berkeley.
Wow.
And
That's not very much money.
no. Actually, $5,000 was the amount that I agreed with Dr. Calvis 18 years ago that she would give me, and you think after 18 years it would have gone up a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Other members of the board?
Yes,
Leah?
Sophia, thank you for your wonderful presentation, and thank you for your service in starting this program. I gotta tell you, I don't believe the lie that it was 20 years ago. You're ageless. You're beautiful inside and out. So it's great to see your work. I'm not quite sure what institutionalization entails. Can you expand on what that means and explain a little bit about that? And
So
help me
using
understand.
other colleges as examples, for example, at Pasadena City College, they have like over $20,000 budget. They have classified staff support. Daria and I do everything. And they also have like Puente centers. So centers where they, like the Puente program could be there, Sankofa, other programs where the students can go and get support. So we're far from that. We both just have our offices, so we really have nowhere for the students to gather.
And how many students do you service with?
It's one class per academic year, and some other colleges have 2 classes.
Okay, and I think we got the data earlier that we have majority of our students are Hispanic and Latino. So
Yes.
that I'm a little bit surprised. So maybe we could expand on that. 20,000 is what you're looking at, right?
Something more than 5,000.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Yeah, and the thing
I
is
would
that,
certainly.
you know, with us doing the programs that we do, it would give us the opportunity to bring other students and to invite other students in what we do. And right now we're limited to what we have. So if we bring in, good speakers, we're thinking of bringing Reina Grande if we can afford her next semester. But then we can, have a college-wide event. So right now we're just limited to what we have.
And your success rate is in the 90+%. I could see versus someone. Do you say like for it was 64% for English and
Yes,
and that
64%
does-
for English 105 and 68% for English
for those who
1.
don't go through your program?
Right.
Well, I would certainly support this program and institutionalizing it because it's definitely proven results after 20 years, and you're not asking for much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Archuleta?
Thank you. I also want to congratulate you on outstanding program. I mean, we see the results here, so obviously it's a program that is, effective, and I know it's a statewide program. And I'm surprised that after 20-something years that this program has been in existence, that it's not institutionalized, not just here at Long Beach City, but across the state and all the community colleges. And so institutionalizing, to me, means that you receive an annual allocation to sustain the program, to maintain and to expand the program. So I was going to ask the same question: how do we expand it? Because when you have, the 43% population of Latino students, and you only service a small number, I mean, and the data shows that it's a proven success, a successful program. So again, congratulations, and let's see what we can do to expand the program.
I just wanted to add that a big part of the program, the structure that they developed, is professional development. So both Daria and I, we go on a yearly basis, once or twice a year, to get professional development on best practices in counseling, best practices in English, and I think that's what really makes a difference in the classroom. And they help us with working with the mentors. So all that professional development is really needed, and it works.
how many of the students that are in the program transfer to the UCs? Because again, this is a link, this is a program that started with the UC.
Yeah.
And so it was intended, yes, to strengthen the students' language skills, but it was also intended to get these students to transfer to the UC. So how many of these students actually end up transferring to a UC institution?
I can't give you those numbers because I've only come back to the program, and the last probably 10 years we had part-timers. So then getting those numbers, I think, is more difficult because of I think a lot of it too, because we used to get the information with Social Security number, and now it's student ID number, and so keeping track of the students, I think just in general, in terms of transferring, is always more difficult than you would think. So I'm sure Eva Bag would be able to get that, Karen would be able to get the information.
Yeah, that's.
But we don't have a researcher that does our specific Wenther research.
That's important, especially to student success. That's important information for you to track.
And I think they're doing something now where they're identifying the students somehow. That's like with the new rules, they're changing, they're doing some kind of designation. Yeah.
Well, congratulations again to both of you.
Thank you.
Other questions, members of the board? Thank you. Information? Next item is 11.3. This is actually a first reading for the academic calendars 2015-16 and 2016-17. This is a first reading only, so I'm just making the notification. If there's no questions or comments, we will move forward off of the first reading to administrative services, which we took care of earlier, and that was with the audit report, which moves us to the Pacific Coast Campus. Any item, any reports this time? None? College Advancement Economic Development, there's nothing. We move on to reports and communications. Academic Senate President, Ms. Kane, do you have anything at this time?
Yes, thank you. I just want to congratulate some faculty. It's been a banner year for involvement at the state level. Several of our faculty members have been nominated for different task force or work groups. So April Juarez is now a member of the statewide distance learning task force. Peter Knapp was recently nominated to be on a music work group for CID. Jorge Ochoa was recently nominated to be on a CID work group for agriculture. And Jordan Fabish was just this last week appointed to the basic skills work group statewide. And our Dr. Lynn Shaw is the new co-chair, it's a very recent appointment, co-chair of the statewide task force on workforce, jobs, and a strong economy. So congratulations to the faculty for being involved on the state level as well.
Very good. Superintendent President report.
I will try to be very brief, although there's been many activities going on. I just want to thank, since this is our last meeting before the end of the fall semester, I want to thank all the faculty and staff for doing the great work that they do to help our students get through the fall semester in great fashion, for doing all the work that they do outside of the classroom to ensure that this continues to be the great college that it is. So thank you for a successful fall semester. I had the opportunity last Thursday to have the privilege to speak at the President and First Lady's White House Summit on College Opportunity, and the reason I had the privilege to speak at the event was because of the work that we do. So it's always a great honor to represent Long Beach City College, particularly in the highest office in the country. And so congratulations to all of us at this college for being recognized as one of the model programs in the country with regard to K through 16 collaboration. So it was a wonderful event, and we're proud to say that of the 7 institutional representatives that were asked to speak, Long Beach City College was one of them. And then finally, I'd ask our board president and board to to adjourn this meeting in the memory of a great friend and great supporter of this college, Alfred Garcia, who passed away suddenly and unexpectedly recently. I think just about everyone who works at Long Beach City College met Alfred. He was truly one of the nicest people you could ever meet. He was young and appeared to be very healthy, and one day we woke up and heard that he had passed away. So it has been very hard on his colleagues, and I understand why, but I think Alfred would want us to continue to work hard on behalf of our students, and that's what we're going to do. And so I'd ask Board President Kellogg if you can adjourn the meeting in his memory.
We have no student trustee report because we have no student trustee, but that position will be filled, I believe, in January for the remainder of the term. So we'll move on to Board of Trustees reports. I'll move as I work across. Let's begin with the Trustee Baxter, move across. Trustee Baxter, anything on board trustee
Irma,
report?
do you have any report? Do you have a report?
No, I'm starting with you.
Oh, you started with me?
Started with her last time.
God.
I'm just going to, that way we,
You're throwing me off. Okay. All right, yes, I do. Thank you, President Kellogg. First of all, I want to thank the skilled maintenance staff who created the float that we were on in the Belmont Shore Parade. It was incredible. It was a Viking ship all lit up with LBCC and lights. And probably, to me, the most rewarding thing is how many people applauded and said, yay, LBCC. And it really made me feel good. But that's why I sound like I do, because I was out in the cold air. And so I don't sound too good, but I had a great time. Then I want to report, one of my goals was to increase the number of scholarship applicants, and I'm proud to say that the number of applicants has gone up 60% from last year. A total of 816 students have applied, and I want to thank Shira Compton, who is the scholarship specialist, and Alicia Kryzenga, who is her boss in the and she's the director of school and college relations, or whatever she is. She's doing a great job. But in particular, I want to thank the faculty and the staff, because I sent out a lot of emails. I put a lot of requests in all the different areas, and I'm really pleased because we have money and we want to give it away. And then two more things. Last Thursday night, the nursing faculty, nursing and allied health faculty, had a get-together, and there were 25 people there, faculty, both full-time and adjunct and classified. And it was a really good experience for them to get together at the end of the year, and we've missed the completion ceremony, and now we're missing the reception, but I appreciated them last week. I'm sure it was very nice, very nice.
Thank
And
you.
then lastly, if you have a chance, music concerts are continuing. They were last week, they're this weekend, and we have an outstanding music and dance department, performing arts department, and I would encourage everyone to attend one of the music concerts.
Vice President Otto.
In the interest of time, and because we have at least 6 speakers on non-agenda items tonight, and then following this meeting, the board is going to do a training session on these iPads with this Boards Doc program, so I'm not going to give a report. Thanks.
Trustee Zia.
Well, that puts me under a little bit of a pressure to be concise, so thank you, Trustee Otto. I wanted to just mention that we all were at the conference for CCLC, it's for the trustees, and attended the Brown Act. I reported earlier about it, so I'm not going to go into detail. I have to say that my favorite part was from Trustee Archuleta's district by her, their chancellor, Rita Cepeda, and it was amazing. It was a representation of how to connect with the community. I've brought the information and can give it to our board secretary. It's called Integrating Community in Community Colleges, Model Practices for Student Success. It was phenomenal. They brought members from the interfaith community, the chancellor and the community members and students. It was just a great exercise of shared governance and working with the community. So I was very, very enthusiastic to go through that training, and really want to acknowledge Member Archuleta and her district for the work that they do, and the work that our folks do here. I want to acknowledge them and continue to work with the community. And I also want to give a shout out. I know the students have been patiently waiting, but I know Gus Orozco is going to be our new trustee, student trustee. So Gus, if you could stand up and wave, and I know, congratulations, Gus. I know Benny's in the crowd as well. He's one of our ASB leadership members, so I'm very proud of all of you guys. I also want to give a shout out to Heather Wilson, our homecoming queen, and Dale Reed, our homecoming king. So they're just wonderful, and Heather has just been recently elected to be the president of the veterans group. So I want to acknowledge her. She had childcare, so she had to leave early. Also, last but certainly not least, I was invited by ESL faculty to do mock interviews for the ESL students on December 5th, and it was such a privilege to see the great work that our faculty do, our staff do here, and want to acknowledge them. We sat there with, I had 5 interviews, and it was just really inspiring to hear the stories of these students and getting geared up for the job market. One of them was from Honduras, and her name is Yami, and she wants to be a journalist. And the reason she wants to be a journalist is that she wants to give voices to those who don't have voices around the world. And from where she comes from, she saw that firsthand. So it was really an inspiring process, and I just want to thank our staff for doing the work that they're doing and the tremendous difference they're making in the students' lives. And that's pretty much all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Archuleta?
Yes, I will make it quick since we're running out of time here. But I wanted to, first and foremost, I wanted to praise the faculty and the faculty leadership for the ratification of the contract, and also I want to praise our HR department for working collaboratively with the faculty to ensure that the contract got ratified. So congratulations and kudos to the faculty. And I also want to praise our management team on the clean audit report. As a manager myself, as an educator and as an administrator myself, I am keenly aware of how important it is for us to be compliant, the great responsibility that we have because we are entrusted with the taxpayers' dollars, and making sure that those dollars are spent correctly, are spent accurately, and that we meet all the required compliance is, I think, the greatest responsibility that a manager has. And when those auditors come every year, and the reason I asked how often, even though our programs don't get audited annually, we know that any given program can be selected any year. And so it's important that we are always compliant. So I really want to congratulate Long Beach City College for this outstanding audit report. Congratulations to you, President. Your name is like, boom. Oakley, I'm sorry. President Oakley, I'm tired now. It's been a long day. I've been up since 3:30 this morning. Anyway, so congratulations to the college on a great job on your report.
How's that job security looking right about now? All right, to finalize, just wishing everyone the very best during the holidays. This is a time where we have many meetings or events we have the opportunity and the privilege of going to for students. We had one last week. We had many last week. We'll have some again this week. And on behalf of the board, wishing everyone the very best for the holidays. Merry Christmas, the best of a Happy New Year. And our next meeting will not be until the end of January. So we want to just extend our best wishes to everyone during this holiday season and all the events we have the opportunity to go to. It's a great privilege, as mentioned by my colleagues, to sit there and see why we're really here, and that's for the student success. And it's great to go to a lot of these events and see the results of many students and faculty, staff's hard work. So the very best to all of you. There is no trustee committee to report out or future reports to discuss this time. So we're now at the public comment on non-agenda items. I have 6 speakers. It's all on the same subject matter. Traditionally, for a subject matter, we put 20 minutes. So if I'm going to work my math real easily, 3 minutes per speaker. As you come to the podium, if you could please give your name. If you want to give your address, please feel free. As you're there, I will wave to you at the 2-minute mark, and then at 3 minutes, I'll ask you to please conclude your comments. With that, all of the speakers I'm about ready to announce, they are all here regarding the cats, for lack of a better word. First speaker, Vince, is it Pladzien, P-L-A-D-Z-I-E-N or E-R? There we go. Vince is easy. And that's going to be followed by Donna Pringle. And then the third one will be Angie Hunt. Anyway, Vince, welcome. 3 minutes. And again, my apologies when I start waving to you. I know it's a little disruptive, but that'll be at the 2-minute mark. Please, your name for the record.
My name is Vince Pladzien, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak here this evening. I'm a 40-year resident and citizen of Long Beach. This is my home, and I am proud to live here most of the time. I'm also the district leader of the Humane Society of the United States, and my role and responsibilities are here in this congressional district, District Number 47. The Humane Society is a large international organization which focuses on animal welfare and legislation to include prosecution in cases of animal cruelty. Their mantra is to shine a light on cruelty cases. When I was contacted about the community cat situation here on campus, I felt I needed to be here to support the people and various animal welfare organizations concerned. Stray Cat Alliance, Long Beach Spay and Neuter, Best Friends Animal Society, and the Humane Society of the United States, among others. And we have a common goal, and that is to find a moral, legal, and responsible solution to the cat population here on campus. I've known some of the people and organizations for a long time, and they are a humane, dedicated group. In recent years, there has been a very successful national movement to treat feral cat colonies as community cat populations. In a number of American cities, they are now part of the landscape and protected accordingly. This is humane and a modern approach. I'm happy to say Long Beach is among one of those cities, and Ted at Animal Control has been a big part of that. In a perfect world, these cats would have homes, but they do not choose to be feral, but that is their lot in life, and there are thousands of people working to remedy that situation. But until then, there needs to be a viable solution between the campus and the people and groups which stand up for the felines.
2 minutes.
Thank you. This may seem like a trivial problem to some, but I can assure you of its importance to others, those of us here. A mutual agreement should be reached which is legal and documented. Sadly, people will continue to abandon animals in settings such as this campus. So this agreement should be comprehensive about now and the future. This would benefit everyone involved's reputation, the community, and the campus, and the city. There have been some very negative allegations to this point to some of the behavior towards this problem. I don't think the negativity benefits anyone. A mutual humane agreement is the only acceptable compromise. That's why we're here. In the past, eventually the college worked humanely on the rabbit issue, and a similar approach would be very welcome at this time.
3 minutes. Please conclude your remarks.
It is our hope and goal that we can take a compassionate, modern approach to a mutual situation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Vince. Next speaker, Donna. Donna Pringle, and it'll be followed by Angie Hunt.
I was here at the last board meeting asking for help in reestablishing some communication with our administration regarding our issues with our community cat population here on campus. I'd like to report that our conversations have started again, and we've had 2 meetings. We presented documentation about the success of our TNR programs, which has created a safe, healthy environment with the spay-neuter of our cats. They receive vaccinations, ongoing flea treatment, all at no cost to the college. Many of those who have been part of these meetings are here tonight, and I want to thank them for their efforts and for being here, so thank you for being here. Because of these efforts of our other volunteer group, we are currently at a historic low in the population of our cats on campus. We have less than 10 cats on 120 acres and 20 cats on the 30 acres at PCC campus. I have to say I have more cats on my street than we have on campus here. After our meeting yesterday with administration, we are currently working together, among other things, to move our cats to a safe area on campus, away from planned construction sites and designated educational areas. It's essential that we continue to work together. LBCC has been a leader in the ethical and humane treatment of our campus animals, and we must work together to continue those efforts. Thank you.
Thank you. Auntie Hunt, followed by Anna Wong.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you, and I'm here to support the efforts that the Donna Prindle and volunteers and students, included faculty, and the efforts that they have made in previous years to reduce the number of community cats, because none of us really wants community cats, and to treat them in any other but humane way is animal cruelty, in my way of thinking. The college has shown compassion towards animals by allowing Donna and others to do the Tutor Return TNR program, and since such success has not only been achieved with the cats but also with the rabbits, it was an absolute fantastic achievement to reduce the number of rabbits from 450 to, I understand now, 1 rabbit on campus. Donna is my hero because she was very instrumental in achieving that. I would like to ask you to support the volunteers that have donated their time and efforts and a lot of money to achieve this reduction in community cats on the campus. And I would like you to disseminate information about the humane treatment that you all have supported and hopefully will support in the future, that no animal cruelty is allowed, is permitted. Yes, it is illegal also, and that the vandalism that is shown towards animals on campus will be not left without consequences. It is very important that as an institution of education, you demonstrate and make it very loudly heard that you do not support animal abuse.
2 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Anna Wong. And thank you for acknowledging the good work of the college in regard to the rabbit population. We're down to 1. If we end up with 50 by next week, I'm really going to question how that happens, but Your name for the record, please.
I'm Anna Wong. I am the project manager for the Shelter Neuter Return Program here in Long Beach in cooperation with the Long Beach Animal Care Services. I would also like to commend the college for all of the amazing diversity programs you have here, all of the incredible educational programs that you have going on here. This is clearly a college of higher education that really looks out for the community, for the students, and wants to be progressive in everything that they do, and you should be all commended for that. It's very impressive. With that said, we need to remember, along with all these wonderful things, we need to be teaching compassion and caring and kindness to our students, to our community, and to everyone that we experience in our day-to-day lives. You guys have shown over the last 30-plus years that very thing by allowing these community cats to live here and be cared for on this campus for 3 generations. You should be very proud of yourselves for that. With that said, I ask, why now? Why now are we wanting to remove these cats from this campus? Because that was the original thing that was going to happen, based on this letter that was sent out staff-wide on November 12th. These cats were going to be relocated off of this campus. The staff and the volunteers were told they could no longer feed these animals, which is in direct violation of Penal Code 597, Part B, direct violation. Another direct violation is 596 of the Penal Code, stating you may not poison any animals. There are 2 staff members that have made comments about that they were going to poison these cats, as overheard by caregivers of these colonies. I would hope that this is not something that the campus administration or board of trustees is going to tolerate or put up with. We have asked at 2 meetings that a staff-wide letter be sent out with regards to these issues. We were told at the first meeting
2
that
minutes.
yes, they would do that by Cindy Biscal. Then I was told the next day on the phone that no, they would not do that, that they would prefer to address the person directly. Our leaders said that they would not feel comfortable doing that as they were afraid of retaliation. We then agreed that it could go department-wide. Letter still did not go out. The letter went out, from our understanding, maybe a week and a half ago. We still are requiring and requesting this letter go out staff-wide, just as this memo went out staff-wide, just as the memo the following day rescinding the feeding violation went out staff-wide. We need clear transparency here on this campus regarding this issue. Nothing less will be accepted. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker is Ren Apple. Following Ren Apple is, the last speaker will be Stephanie Embry. I'm assuming one of the 2. Okay. State your name and address, if you would please, for the record.
Do you need a full address or just Long Beach,
No,
California?
if you want to just say Long Beach, that's fine.
Long Beach, California. I've been in Long Beach since 1988.
And your
when
name?
When I worked for Douglas Aircraft, McDonnell Douglas, actually, when it still existed.
And you
And
are
I think-
Stephanie, correct?
Yes.
All right, very good.
And I'm here to speak for the cats because they have no voices of their own, except, they meow, but they have no voices of their own to speak to us and let us know their plight. So many of them are abandoned and left homeless, and they need us to be compassionate to them and to care for them. So many are abandoned at this time of year. So many people have lost their jobs. And I go along with Alley Cat Allies and the Stray Cat Alliance, who believe that in the theory that has proven so successful of trap and spay or neuter and release so that they can safely live in colonies. And this has been proven so successfully over the last 20 to 30 years in Long Beach City College, where now about 30 cats are distributed in a couple of small colonies. And they are not, to some people they are a nuisance, but they are not really a nuisance. When kittens are born, volunteers from the faculty, the students, outside, those who save cats, and the staff of the college, other employees, have been feeding them and taking them to the vet and taking care of them and adopting the kittens out, because it's easier to adopt a feral cat. And I'm not just speaking as someone who doesn't know about this, because I have, in the past year and a quarter, I've rescued 2 cats myself, one of whom was living in cages and kennels and had never really had a home, and she's a wonderfully socialized little cat. And the other was a rescue cat who had been a stray and street cat and then was in a shelter and then was fostered.
2 minutes.
And I believe that taking care of homeless cats is an act of compassion. And I think that the college should show this act of compassion. And we, gently speaking, we of the cat rescue community will be watching this issue closely. And we will keep reporting on this, and we will not hesitate to report on this in social media, and we'll tell the truth, and we will not sling any rumors or say anything that is untrue, but we will be watching it because it's important, and if I can do anything to help the cats, I will. And my boyfriend lives in this community, has lived in this community for 38 years, and he would be glad to help feed the cats and provide food for them. And I hope that you can do something to stop the vandalism and replenish the cat food feeder
3
that was
minutes.
destroyed. Thank you.
Thank you. Last speaker, Ren Apple.
Hi, how are you this evening? Everybody wants to go home. Everybody's tired. I won't take up much of your time. Doesn't matter if you like cats or you don't. What are you teaching the kids? You don't like something, you're going to hurt it, kill it, push it out of the way. Is that really what you want the kids here to learn? You want them to learn compassion, understanding, maybe a little nurturing. Stop, look at the sunrise, look at the sunset, see the flowers change, notice nature? Or do you want them just to push everything away that they don't like? I encourage a lot of people to come to this school. I've done it for years. I've been part of this college since I was little. I'm not going to encourage kids to come to the school if you're going to abuse animals. I will not tolerate animal abuse. If you can't show compassion, love, and feeling, then what's the point? That's all I have to say.
Thank you. And thank all of you for being patient and sitting through a very long meeting. There is no need for a second closed session. So at this time, what I would like to do, we're going to adjourn the meeting in memory of Alfred Garcia and also another retired classified staff member, Sandy Hancock. So as we adjourn the meeting in their memory, our next meeting will be on January 27th here at the Liberal Arts Campus. My colleagues, 5 minutes where we can stretch our legs, and then we will begin a workshop on the iPad as we move towards electronic docs. So without objection, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much, and good night. Let them clear out.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing us.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Yes.
Hey,
Long one.
how are you? How's Happy Hanukkah. Yeah, you don't understand?
Can I give these back to you? Yes, I did. We already voted.